Welcome back to the Binary Sunset Podcast, episode 23. We're now
23.
officially well into our 20s. We're done with college.
We're done
I
with
guess.
College.
Yeah. 21 we could drink. 22 we were, just finishing up finals, and now we're looking for a career. So if anyone wants to pay us,
I was gonna make a
Okay, I'm
joke
just-
about Donald Trump's blog, but he apparently. Do you know about news alert?
I heard it went
New-
dark, but that's all I saw.
He stopped doing it. He ended it after 29 days, and I thought maybe we had more episodes
putting out
than-
content regularly is a difficult job, and I've
I know
learned
it's
that
not.
through doing this.
I mean, maybe if
some
I was
people
gonna
just don't
say
like to work.
maybe if he had put out a shit posting meme account on Instagram, but then again he can't because he's banned. So that's kind of funny.
I mean, I don't think he can tell the difference between shit posting and reality anymore. He's like
Yeah. I mean, that's what
human manifestation of shit posting.
that's what his entire Twitter was. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah. Today we are obviously came out last week. Where I feel like every time we record, I'm like, oh god, we're so late to this.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's how it works out. But yeah, we're covering what is it, episode 5
episode 5, Rampage.
of the Bad Batch. Yeah, Rampage. First thoughts?
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I had fun watching it.
I literally keep on going back to our conversation about filler. I think when we covered episode 3, and every episode's just filler, and I can't, and I don't say that as a bad way. I mean, literally everything in Star Wars is filler, and this was filler.
Oh, so you maintain that this is, in your opinion, it is filler.
but in a good way,
In a
because
good
Star
way,
Wars,
okay.
Star Wars is not about it's about the whole the big plot, but people forget that it's honestly just about getting lost in a galaxy far, far away and enjoying all these different creative minds creating all these planets and creatures and aliens and side plots. So
Definitely.
this is
Well,
a
yeah,
side plot.
I think there's a lot of people out there. I think we're a very specific type of fan where we just enjoy just existing in that world for a little bit. To where sometimes I don't even care what's going on. I just enjoy watching things happening in the Star Wars world. There are other people that need a little bit more, and I don't fault them. That's a legitimate gripe to have. I'm just a little more easygoing when it comes to that. I think because I'm a stupid little baby fan that wants.
I don't know. I just like
wants Star Wars.
I just like to have fun though too. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. Just like adventures, getting out of scrapes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
cute comedy.
Cute comedy. There's plenty of that in this episode. So yeah, let's talk about it. Or let's talk about the plot.
Kind of recap
basically.
it, I guess.
Yeah, basically. No Crosshair in this one again. Him and his clone-led squadron, they haven't really appeared in the last two. But anyway, so basically, it turns out Clone Force 99 are they go to this planet in search of this person named Sid, who has helped clones out in the past. Or the Jedi, sorry. They've helped the Jedi out in the past. And they go to this planet, and they're looking for this person named Sid, and they don't find them, but then Omega, because Omega's just the smart one out of the bunch.
Even though they have tech.
Yeah, even though they have tech.
Tech's just, he's not street smart.
Yeah,
Omega's the one
exactly.
that's street smart out of everybody.
Yeah,
which is interesting because she's never even been on a street before.
Yeah, they meet this Trandoshan and they think their name is Sid, and they say, "No, I'm not Sid. I'm not who you're looking for."
Yeah.
And then Omega, I guess maybe Omega just has the Force, and it's just like, "No, you are Sid." And then they go and talk with Sid, and then they talk about. I forgot. They just want credits, right? I forgot what do they.
They just need like credits.
Yeah, they just need credits.
They're like running out of fuel and food and stuff.
They're looking for help. Yeah, they're looking for help, and then Sid sends them on this mission. To get this. It's like a rescue mission. This child slave, is in captivity
called
on
Moochie.
Called Moochie on the other side of this planet, and the Bad Batch are like, okay, fine, we'll just go in and save the kid, and then, basically there's this moment when they land and they're going on recon to figure out how they can save this kid from these slave traders, and
they're called Zygarian slave traders. They were
yes.
They were in they had like a big arc in the Clone Wars series.
And so it's funny because they all get captured because this large lizard alien that the slave traders control kind of just beats them all up. And
kind of reminded me of the thing that Obi-Wan rode in Revenge of the Sith.
It did as well, the lizard.
That big lizard thing.
Yeah. And then it's up to Omega actually to save them. So Omega the clones don't come back, and then their ship, the clone ship, is searched by the slave traders. They don't find anybody, but Omega escapes, and Omega just kind of uses her wits to help free the clones, and then they get into this big battle with the slave traders, and they realized the alien kid that they thought was what was their name again?
Moochie.
Moochie is not who they thought it was, and that's actually a Rancor. The kid's a Rancor. So they they run around trying to catch the Rancor kid while also fighting the slave traders. And at the end, Tech tells I don't know why I keep on referring to him as Heavy.
Wrecker.
Wrecker.
Sorry, you were cutting out for a second. I couldn't hear.
And they fight. Or Wrecker basically just beats up, or they just beat each other up. Moochie and Wrecker.
Get so tired they can barely throw a punch.
Yeah,
that was cute. I liked that.
Yeah, and then they earn Moochie's respect and bring him back on the ship. And then
it's a her.
Her, yeah, that's right.
And that's gonna come into play because I have a serious fucking gripe with this, and I'll explain to you later.
Interesting.
Yeah. I should have said that at the beginning.
I have a gripe with this show too, but it's not probably what it is. But anyway, then they go back. They jump cut to Sid and Jabba's guards and his I forgot his name.
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, Bib Fortuna. They're like, "Where's Moochie?" And then right when they're doing that, Moochie arrives with the Bad Batch, and they give Moochie back to Jabba's clan, and the clones get paid, and that's it. The end.
Yep. So you got it covered.
Okay.
You did a better job than I try and watch like recaps before we do this again because it's so long since the episode comes out. But you kill it with these. I couldn't do it as well as you did.
I appreciate it.
I have very bad memory, but So one thing that really bothered me. Okay, when I was first watching this, naturally, as anybody would, I assumed that Moochie was the Rancor that ends up at Jabba's palace that Luke fights. Okay. Turns out it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've been seeing a lot of people like online.
Yeah, I have too, but I didn't. I just thought they were like you won't believe like clips like or articles. I actually don't know why Moochie isn't.
So here's this is what bothers me. So after I watched it, I went through. Or once I started seeing this stuff, because I just assumed naturally that it was the same Rancor.
Yeah.
At Jabba's palace. but I went back and I was like listening to Return of the Jedi, the Rancor scene, and I was like trying to like make out if anybody said Moochie or whatever, because that would have been interesting. That would have been really cool if like Dave Filoni went back and like listened to like a random word Moochie that came along, and he's like, oh, that's just gonna be the name. So that never came up, and I was like, okay, and then I saw like a bunch of people on the internet like. Every time somebody posted like, "Oh, look, it's the same Rancor as the one in Return of the Jedi," and then there's these people that are like, "Oh, actually, it's the Rancor is a male in Return of the Jedi, and it's named Pantisa, is the name." I was looking this up. It's named Pantisa, and it's a male. Moochie's a female. But like, okay, here's the issue that I have with this. Is that I guarantee, and I not only I guarantee you those people that are like on the internet that are like correcting everybody.
Yeah.
5 minutes before they corrected them in the comment section, probably agreed with the people saying that Moochie's the same Rancor, didn't realize that it was different, saw other people comment about it, and then went on a rampage. That was really annoying to me. But because it's an honest mistake. And okay, the other gripe I have is that
so your gripe is with the Star Wars community and not the actual.
No, that's my mini gripe leading up to my main gripe, which is with something stuck in my throat. My main gripe, which is with Dave Filoni, which is why not just make Moochie the Rancor from Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Why not do it's Bib Fortuna picks it up. They're sending it to Jabba. It's around the same time. It's a teenage Rancor. Okay, it's around the same time as
very rebellious.
That it should be for that Rancor to have been a teenager. Like it makes sense timeline wise. If you're not gonna make it the same Rancor, then why have a Rancor in it at all? And why are you just confusing things? If you're gonna have a Rancor in it. And you're going to do all that, like have Bib Fortuna pick it up to send to Jabba.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to complicate things? just either don't have the Rancor, make it something else, or make it a Rancor, but don't have like it going to Jabba. Or just make it the fucking Rancor. I don't understand. That's so weird.
This is basically my main gripe with like all these Star Wars properties, and I'm happy we have them. But sometimes they're a little bit too creative where like literally everything needs like we need to create something new.
But this is like a weird thing where it's like one of those things where it's like we have to explain the origin of this thing.
Yeah.
But we're actually not explaining the origin. It's something different, but it's like almost there. And then people,
who knows?
Do they not realize that people are just going to naturally assume that that's the same Rancor?
Maybe they'll retcon it. I don't know.
And maybe I'm not a true fan if I didn't know the fucking Rancor's name was Pantisa. I wager that most fans don't off the top of their head. There are the select few that are very good at that trivia stuff. But I've watched that movie a million goddamn times. Return of the Jedi, I mean, and I spent my entire life watching Star Wars. Never knew the Rancor's name. Never thought I needed to. So when I heard Moochie, I just assumed, as many people did.
This is why you gotta check the Wikipedia before you say anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, because people will be like, "Oh, you're wrong."
Actually,
because 5 minutes before that, they thought the same thing you did, but checked Wikipedia, and they're like, "Oh, God, I'm gonna get this person." Anyway, what were you saying? I cut you off.
This is my main gripe.
Yeah.
And it's less of a gripe than you had, and given we both enjoyed this episode, but my main gripe is with Sid, and how Sid is Trandoshan, and they don't have a lisp, just like Bosk.
Yeah.
And I will say, as somebody who has been reading the Star Wars High Republic comics, there is a Jedi Master called Jedi Master Skier. And they make such an effort when you're reading the comics to add all the esks whenever he speaks. And I'm kind of like, I mean, that's like a Trandoshan thing. What they speak.
Here's how I kind of
No. Wait. But when it comes to this,
sorry, I thought you were finished.
When it comes to this, no, just Sid is just like normal person who's just in it, like they speak like human. So that's my issue. Anyway, what's your
What I was saying is how I kind of think about that. Like that didn't bother me as much because I can assume that different people of the same species might have different, like, some people speak with a southern accent, some people speak a completely different language on the other side of the earth. So it's like, I guess it's reasonable to believe that they don't all have that specific dialect. Just as I recently learned that, like, or I think they touched on it in The Mandalorian too, is that not all Gungans have that same speech pattern. Like some of them don't talk like Jar Jar at all. Like depending on where you are on Naboo. So like I guess I can believe that they don't all, either that or maybe she was just like not raised by Trandoshans. Maybe she was raised by like other people. Like it doesn't bother me as much, but I understand like where you're coming from on that.
This feeds into, though, like your gripe with the Rancor, where you think, oh, this explains the Rancor because it's a baby Rancor right now, and Jabba wants the Rancor a lot because Jabba really enjoys the Rancor. I wonder why. It's like you have an expectation and then it's defied for no reason. Where they do a great job in these comics that I'm reading. Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, they set up this universe and it's like, oh no, actually, blah blah blah. Like it doesn't need to be this complicated.
I totally agree with you about the complication thing. I think diversity among the aliens' speech patterns is bothers me a little less. I think the specific thing with like, you are literally setting up for this to be the same Rancor, but then it's just not. It's just not. That's like just a narrative thing for me. Just makes the story so much more weirdly convoluted than it needs to be. But I understand, like, in terms of like what you expect, like that. But you know what? That's a real Rian Johnson move. He subverted your expectations there.
That's the worst way to put that. Like, absolute. No.
I'm just joking.
I could go into
Johnson.
I could go into why, like, and this would probably be a whole other conversation. Yeah. Why aliens? I mean, there's a history of aliens like changing their speech patterns for other reasons. Where, like, I mean, I'm gonna get into it. Fuck it. When it comes to the Viceroy in episode 1, I mean, episode 1 in general, like they changed
those. They never really changed.
They did change. They did. I mean, they didn't change the characters. For everybody that doesn't know, the Viceroy kind of, when it comes to how they speak in episode 1, they have a very, well, I mean, people were making the connection that they were Asian, like they were talking like Asian people.
Yeah, they're like Asian speaking. Asian stereotypes.
Yeah, Asian stereotypes and how they speak. And honestly, I see it.
They were.
They were. And a lot of it also kind of goes with the Gungans and kind of African Americans as well. That's another kind of separate like criticism. Like, I get that. Going back to the Viceroy, they do change their voice, not the actual Viceroy, like the two that we know, but other Viceroy. Actually, you know what? I think they do change actually one of them, because if you remember in episode 2, when all the separatists are in Geonosis, like fleeting Geonosis, one of them turns to one of the Viceroy and he says, "We must get the starships back into space," and that's a totally different, like that's totally different from what we've like heard, how like that alien species talks. So I mean, I think it's just there to kind of defy what people were having criticisms with, and I think that's also similar to Jar Jar Binks and the Gungans. So I wonder if maybe they did that with maybe, I don't know, maybe a speech impediment or something like that.
Well, although I will say this is that they for like a Newt Gunray, like and like the Nemoidians, they kept, for the same characters, they kept their same dialect even throughout the Clone Wars series. They kept that like kind of dialect. For other like Nemoidians, they like changed it up. So like like there's like a precedent for like a diversity in.
So for Trandoshans though, I think you could, and I mean, this is in the weeds. I don't know, but like, I mean, you could say it's a speech impediment issue. I don't know. I'm just kind of coming up with reasons to why to change how Trandoshans speak. I mean, I had a speech impediment, still kind of do, but I mean, maybe this is something that, and if you think about it, I mean, it's definitely kind of an interesting idea to think about how aliens speak and how that relates to how different cultures and different people with different abilities speak around the world. Yeah. So I don't know if that's the deal. I want consistency. That's all I want. So and I read the comics, the High Republic comics, and Skier, the Trandoshan Jedi, like literally every single time he speaks, they're really committed to how he speaks, and it's just thought that was cool and like that they put in the work. But then when it comes to Sid, it's just like, oh, like there's nothing. How they speak is totally different.
And I'm gonna look something up real quick because I are we positive that she for sure is, right? Maybe. She for sure is Trandoshan.
All right, let's look it up. Watch, we're gonna be wrong, but I don't think.
Maybe she's not, man. Because she is. No, she for sure
mislabeling Sid.
Yes, Trandoshan informant Sid. Yeah, no, we're not. No, okay. We're not going nuts here, but yeah.
Another different lizard creature. Yeah.
I wonder if there's an explanation to her lack of lisp, but whatever. That really doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
As it bothers you, but
that bothers me. So.
But that like weird narrative bullshit with the Rancor that is so annoying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like pretend it didn't happen, like the internet doesn't exist, and I'm like, all right, it's just the same Rancor as that's how I was
gonna post a meme about it, and then I saw all those people like on Instagram like correcting people, and I was like, oh god, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to get bombarded by.
Honestly, we should just do it anyway. We should just do it anyway to piss people off.
Oh, should we do that and just just kind of bait people into
comment.
Did you know that the Rancor from
No, this is what we should do. We should do
Batch is the Rancor.
We should do heart or like tap like Instagram like if you think the Rancor is the Rancor from Return of the Jedi, and comment if you think the Rancor is a different Rancor altogether.
People are gonna get mad.
Yeah, that's fine. It's dumb.
How didn't you know that it wasn't? You're not a real Star Wars fan.
Yeah, dude.
We're not. We're sham. We're a sham.
And obviously
we're fake.
not.
We're frauds.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Well.
So that was the episode.
Yep.
I like how we talked about not the themes of the episode, not what happened as much as the things that pissed us off.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I feel like we rarely have episodes where we kind of just like go off about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think once in a while, I think we're allowed to pick at stuff every once in a blue moon, but
definitely.
Anyway, that pretty much wraps up the episode. Sorry if you guys didn't want to hear a 25-minute long rant. But I guess if you're listening today, it'd be Thursday. There's a new episode tonight of The Bad Batch, and we'll be covering that next week. And yeah, follow us on Instagram. Tune in again. Keep tuning in, please, if you... I don't know, whatever. Anyway, if you want to, whatever. Bye.
Bye.